Thank you for joining us for another episode of Hoosier Nerds podcast. I don't know why I started it so weird, but I did. So here we go. Um, we got the two Chris's. The other guys might be joining soon. Don't know. But we'll see. You never know.
Never know.
So I got something funny to say. So I was cooking dinner, and as I was reaching down to get it out of the oven,
You didn't have oven
I
mitts on.
no, even worse. I threw out my back.
Leaning over the stove?
Yes. I felt my back twinge, and now I can't. My back is killing me.
Welcome to old age. I did it
I'm
the same thing.
31, and it's like my body when I hit 30 was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop working.
I did it tying my shoes one time, bending over and tying my shoes. So
I hope it feels better because I'm going to the gym tomorrow, so I hope I feel better soon. But we'll see.
that's what
We'll
those
see.
massage chairs are for, Chris.
Exactly. I can get a good massage in before I can work out, and a good massage after I work out.
There you go.
I pay for the Black Card membership, so I might as well use it.
Use it.
All right,
I
well, let's.
concur.
Do you want to jump right on into the meaty stuff going on, the writer and actor strike?
The strike, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. This is a really big deal, actually.
Do you have a list of what they're lack of a better word fighting for?
Yeah, I think I do. Hang on, let's see if I can find it.
I know for the most part what I know it is it's like they want better compensation from streaming platforms.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, so this is what they're fighting for. So they do not get residuals from streaming platforms,
So
right?
like the way
So
I think of, okay.
as an example,
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
when Friends went into syndication, right?
As in like on TBS or
They
whatever.
went yes, as it went. They eventually, by the time it got going, let's see here. This says after deducting costs. This is from Forbes, a Forbes article. After deducting costs for distribution, marketing, and related admin expenses, Forbes estimates syndication proceeds of $260 million for the cast. And then I've got another article that suggests
Because
that
the
they
way
were
I've
making
always the way I've
they were
always
making
been told is like the big thing for television shows is to reach syndication because then
it's
you're just
exactly
printing money.
right. If you go so many years, you go into syndication. And they basically, according to USA Today report, it was 20 million for each person per year on the Friends set. Now that might be different because that's such a big show,
Yeah.
but that is the type of money that can be made
Well,
with through residuals from
and
syndication.
actors and writers don't make anything if not don't make much of anything off of syndicate off of like streaming platforms after the show's done.
No,
I
because go
I
ahead.
saw a video on YouTube or Facebook, I can't remember, where it was an actress and she's like, "Yeah, I my show was like top 5 or top 10 in on Netflix for a year or something like that." And she only made like 20 bucks from Netflix.
Yeah, they do. And yeah, there was a girl that was on Orange Is the New Black, right?
That's who I was
Yeah,
talking
she was
about. I just
making 7 cents per episode.
mhm.
Um, who did I tweet? It was David Denman is his name. He was in The Office. He's played in other movies. I know he was in Fanboys as well. But what he said was, um, so this is what he says. I'm going to read what it says. So let me. So they pay for the services for a cycle, which would be 3 months. He says, right? It doesn't matter if you watch that show once or you watch it 100 times. You're not going to get any more money because more people watch it. The only person that makes more money is the person who licensed that to Netflix. So Universal licensed The Office to Netflix, and when it was the #1 show on Netflix, they were able to make a significant profit off of that. But that doesn't trickle down to him. He was Roy. He played Roy. He played Jenna Fisher's fiance in the first few seasons of the show. But still, The Office is a big enough show that he should be making bank in residuals, which he might. I mean, I'm watching it now; it's on Comedy Central, but they bought them out. They got a lump sum from Universal when they sold the rights to Netflix, right?
Hmm.
So now, because they sold the rights to Netflix, if they're not in syndication like they could be, they're not going to see that. They're not going to see Friends money. Let's put it that way. To me,
No.
The Office is big enough. They should be making Friends money on syndication and residuals, in my opinion. I mean, that's how big. I mean, I just saw Kate Flannery at a baseball game a week and a half ago. That show's been off the air for 10, 11 years, right?
Yeah.
So that shows you how big that show still is. So yeah, the issue is once the streaming services start taking over all these sitcoms, then residuals stop, and that's what is the major complaint from the actors. They receive no money from the residuals. I saw another one they're fighting for. So for an actor, an actor in the Screen Guild, or the Screen Actors Guild, right? SAG.
Yeah.
They have to make $26,000 a year to qualify for health insurance. Now, an actor, and I saw this actress, and she's like, I could be on a show, and I could be on 3 episodes, right? And that might cover 9 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year, right? She
Mhm.
make $5,000 an episode, but if she's only on 4 episodes, she doesn't make enough for insurance. She's only
No.
making $20,000 a year. So it's
So one thing people don't realize that actors don't actually, like the stars make money, but uh red shirt number 5 really doesn't make any money, even though red shirt number 5 is like a returning guy in Star Trek.
right.
I know this might be a bad example, but you know what I
No,
mean.
no,
Like,
no. You're right. I mean, like James Vanderbeek. He was in Dawson's Creek. He was in Varsity Blues, right?
yeah.
He played Mox in Varsity Blues. He made a TikTok about it, and he said, I'm sorry. He says I'd be on their strike. I'd be on the strike, the line too. But he's on my vacation with my family. So they're fighting. They're fighting the insurance money. They're fighting. They're afraid studios are going to start using the AI, and that's a
Well,
scary
no,
thought.
there was a video I saw on YouTube of an actress saying that they did full like motion cap and emotion and motion cap and stuff of them, and they were wondering why. And then all of a sudden, the studio released test footage from an AI, and it
See,
was from them getting all the motion cap stuff from them.
I mean, think about it. We've already got young Indiana Jones, right? And then latest Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Paul Walker in that Fast and Furious. Now, granted, AI wasn't what it is then what it was then, what it is now. But they could literally, they could steal your voice, they could steal your image, they could put it on, they could put it in a movie, and you're not even in them. I mean, you saw uh, Shazam, right?
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve, remember? Well, that was the
Oh,
Flash. I'm
that was
sorry,
Flash. That was
the
Flash. But
Flash.
yes, yes.
So you had Christopher Reeve, Helen Slater, right? Helen Slater wasn't in, that was just her image. She was Supergirl at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
George Reeves from, the original TV Superman
He's
from the
dead.
60s, 50s, and 60s. So, I mean, that's a scary thought. They could make a whole movie and the actor not even be in it. The script could not even be written by an actual human. It could
Well,
all
no,
be AI generated.
I don't know if it's a rumor, true, or whatever, where like the first episode of Secret Invasion, or like the first, no, I don't know if it was a full episode they said. I kind of forget. I can't find the video I saw. But they were like, yeah, the first episode, or like the first few sequences of the first episode of Secret Invasion, the new Marvel show on Disney Plus with Samuel L. Jackson, was
Uh-huh.
written by AI.
See, that's a scary thought. So then we don't even need humans anymore in writing. Now, and that's a scary thought too, because, and I saw somebody, I think it was on TikTok or maybe it was Twitter. They were like, "Can AI put together like the chase scene between Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze in Point Break, the shootout in the movie Heat? Think
Maybe
of
not
any
yet, but give
think
it.
of any action sequence in a movie. Can the AI create that? Does it have that kind of vision to create that kind of outrageousness?
Maybe not yet, but give it. With how fast, just in what was the last 2 years, AI is just expanding. Now I'm afraid of AI for like Terminator type crap too, but this is how you make it smarter.
I mean, Snoop Dogg came out against. He said, and it's not just movies; it's music too. Streaming platforms don't pay musicians like they do when they're played on the radio. Why? If and he's right. He's like, if my song gets played 1,000,000 times, why am I not making $1,000,000? Which is $1 for the song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money. All that money is going to the production company in
Yeah.
music, in movies. How do you make a living off of this? And I'm not a union guy at all, but
No, we both, you and I, have talked out against unions, like on the
I am
podcast.
legit behind the writers and
No,
the
the
actors and actresses in this.
I'm against unions and kind of how like the automobile union is and some other unions. My problem, I'm for unions. Like this is what a union was made for, fighting for these types of rights and issues.
Exactly, because it's an antiquated contract. It needs to be updated to meet up with the
Current
times,
stand,
the
yeah.
current times. Why aren't they getting paid per episode per stream? An
And
actor or an actress, and I
and
mean
if
good
if
money, not
this
just 7 cents a stream either.
if say Netflix or Paramount comes out and says, well, with how much we make off of subscriptions, it's not how much we make off of ad revenue from like, on TV. So, we can't pay them, however much you said for Friends got from syndication. This is more realistic. But you know what? They got
Well,
to prove it to me. They got to show me the data, but still they should get paid more than
well,
what they're getting.
there's a difference between a sitcom, fine rights to sitcom like Friends or Big Bang Theory or The Office, and a show produced by Netflix. Orange is the New Black. That's produced by Netflix. That's
Yeah.
not produced. That's produced for Netflix. That's not. They're these Netflix is purchasing the rights to these shows
Hmm.
from Paramount, Universal, wherever, and they're paying a lot of money for them, and then they get all of that money from the
Yes.
streaming services. So I mean, is streaming services bad for business? I mean, I think they can be. Obviously, it is.
Well, I think streaming is good and bad at the same time. Like I don't know if it was this podcast. We're to the point where we've had so many episodes I can't keep track of what I've said in different episodes anymore. But I think it was in this podcast where I said streaming is going to hit a point where it's going to cap out. There's too many streaming platforms. Um there's not enough, everybody's trying to get their own, shows on it, and there's no, unlike TV where they have a pilot episode. On streaming, Netflix just now started requiring pilot episodes for shows.
Really.
Yeah, I think it was within the last year or so. Because they were having so many I've said it before. I hate saying that, but again, I've said it before, where Netflix either makes something awesome like The Witcher, or they make something complete shit. There's no in between with Netflix.
Well, where did I take a picture of that? Like, I saw the production time frame for these, and like Stranger Things is like pushed back to like 2027, and like all of these TV shows are getting pushed back in a major way.
Yeah,
Um, Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. But um, it's ridiculous the amount of time that these that's getting pushed back. Wednesday's getting pushed back. Any movie in production now is starting to get pushed back. Now Tom Cruise is coming out and he's asking if the actors can promote his movie, obviously, because they make more money off of promotion. Blah 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 blah. They don't need to do that. That movie's already gonna make money.
it's our
But
Tom Cruise's new movie, the new Mission Impossible.
yeah,
It's already top of the box office. It's
right.
number one right now.
I mean, if this ain't this isn't about this is the stupid thing. Somebody posted it on our Twitter feed and then erased it when I said, because he said some guy said this will work, and he posted a video of a guy saying, why don't Leo give up his money and all the director give up his money and the producer give up his money and the actor, they all put it in a pool and they all share it together. And I'm like, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. That's like going to the hospital and saying, why don't the doctors and then the nurses and then the CNAs and the janitor, the concierge at the, why don't they all put their money together and pool it together and distribute it evenly? It's not going to happen.
No,
And it
because
shouldn't happen.
Leo, let's use Leo. Leo worked hard to get where he's at.
He did. He did,
The doctor worked hard to get where they're at. It's the whole socialism argument.
It is. And I was like, yeah, because socialism works. And then deleted their tweet. But I don't think people understand how important this is. That all these people want to do, and this isn't for Leo and Tom Cruise, and this isn't for
no. This is
for the everyday
writer.
character. This is for the writers. This is for the everyday character actors that you see in movies that are just making a living.
The guys, the girl or the guy that's trying. Think Penny from Big Bang. Penny from Big Bang trying to get her start.
Well, yeah. Once she started, I mean, now she's got her own production company. She makes her own stuff. You know what I mean? But she had to work hard to get there. She started off small. She was in 8 Simple Rules for a while till she hit Big Bang Theory.
I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying the character in the show.
Yeah, that she's one. Yeah, right. Penny, right. Yeah, Penny from. Yeah, she's the perfect example of this. Where there's a reason that these actors that you're seeing from The Walking Dead and the Star Trek shows, and there's a reason that they are out at Comic-Cons. These people are working actors. You know what I mean? There's a reason that the guy, the Mandalorian, there's a reason those people are out at Comic-Cons and meeting and greeting people and selling their autograph, because they have to make a living, because they're not making enough off of streaming.
Well, and it's not that they're not making enough. It's there's only so many actors and actresses and directors and even writers, like writers even less, that are set. They granted, I don't like the one guy's argument that it's impossible to live in LA. They did that to themselves. But it's more the fact where the everyday person that's trying to get their start, this would kill them. Like that's making no money.
Yeah, that's the hard part, is that the person scraping by has to go to LA to get started. James Van Der Beek's lucky. He can hate LA and move to Texas because he can afford to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And other actors and actresses can do the same thing. But to me, it is like, you got to think about it. And since Comic-Con's, maybe in the last 10, 12 years, we've seen really, 15 probably, I guess, where you've seen actors and actresses showing up more and more at conventions.
Well, yeah, now that I think about it, there's more and more going to even like small conventions, because it's a lot of like you said, it's a lot of the streaming people. Now that I think about it, and they're not making money.
Right.
Granted, maybe they're more about getting fan recognition and stuff. Like, this is a better way to get in touch with your fans also, but still.
Yeah, but how much do you make you work 3 days a week? You know what I mean? You work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You get comped. Your food's all comped. You get free room and board. They pay for your flight. You pay for nothing. It costs.
The only thing you pay for is the little bit off the top the con takes for whatever you sell.
For whatever you sell, right? Well, I mean, you might have to have your own publicity. If you just want a picture, your publicity photo for them to autograph. That might cost you, but it may not. That might be in your rider that they have to give you so much for pictures. You know what I mean? So I think, shoot, Chris, when I was a teenager, you met actors and actresses at like car shows. I can remember the 500 World of Wheels in Indianapolis. Scotty from Star Trek was there, or Pamela Anderson was at the car show in Orlando one time.
Did you get her picture?
I did not, because I don't think I went to that car show. But Jenny Garth from Beverly Hills 90210 was at the car show in Orlando, and I met Jenny Garth from Beverly Hills 90210. So that was as much celebrity as you saw. You didn't get cons really didn't get popular until probably 15 years ago, or I would say somewhere around there. Then as they started getting going and getting bigger, you got bigger actresses and bigger actors and bigger people showing up at all these things, And I think now I think that's the point, is that's what they're doing to subsidize when they're not working. Because they're not working. A lot of times, how many times does an actor and actress cancel because they have to start making whatever they're signed on to do. They got a project.
Not as much as if they they just have other commitments.
Right. But I mean, I know a couple of actors or actresses have dropped out of like Indiana Comic Con for that purpose.
Yeah.
So, but it's like I said, it's not the big name people that you have to. It's not.
No, I'm not worried about Leo. I'm not worried about Tom Cruise or many of the Marvel actors. It's
and like I said, it's not John Krasinski or Jenna Fisher, or it's not Rainn Wilson. Although Rainn Wilson's at a Comic Con, in Florida. Those guys don't have to do those. Jim Carell or Steve Carell, he doesn't have to do Comic Cons. But Meredith, people like her, Stanley, the people, Brian Baumgartner, those guys from The Office, they're the ones doing meet and greets and going to cons and things like that, because they got to subsidize their work, because they're not getting big Hollywood. There's more people not making big Hollywood money than there is people making big Hollywood money. The only people that are making big Hollywood money out of, Jennifer Lawrence and Leo and Tom Cruise and people like that are your CEOs.
Yeah.
The CEO of Disney's making almost $500 million making $500 million almost.
Isn't he making like 300 or 400
It was
million
like $453 million a year.
Yeah. Does he deserve that, really?
No. The gap between a CEO and a working actor used to be like 30% back in the 80s. Now these CEOs are making well over hundreds of millions of dollars because of streaming rights and big budget movies, but it's a sad thing, and good for them that they're striking. I'll watch reruns if they can make their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm okay watching reruns. My backlog of shows is big enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to shit on Netflix though again, or some more.
Sure.
They recently did the whole password change. You can't share your passwords, or you can share your passwords, but you got to pay more, stuff like that.
Right.
Well, Witcher, the new season of The Witcher has the worst ratings so far. Like, no one's watching it, and somebody was like, "Well, because what's his face isn't going to be The Witcher anymore. Henry Cavill's dropping out to do other things."
Really?
And I responded, I was like, "No, it's probably mostly because nobody's watching it because no one has Netflix anymore."
Yeah, because I had somebody sign in for Netflix, and I'm not going to ask them to pay more, so I just don't sign into it anymore because I can't get access. And that's fine. I don't have to watch it. But what are they losing because I'm not watching? How many of them out there like that?
Yeah. You, me, my dad, there's plenty of people that don't watch Netflix anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't paying for it, but just because you got rid of my password or just because you got rid of my ability to watch it doesn't mean I'm going to pay for it. I have other ways to watch.
I have other ways I can watch that stuff,
and I can survive without watching something if I really wanted to.
And I mean, that's not just. I mean, it's like Shameless was on Netflix too, but it's a Showtime show. So do they not make any money? Those people from Shameless not make money because they sold the rights to the TV show to Netflix. I mean, I don't know. Sounds like it. To me,
One thing I don't like right now, I don't know if you've noticed it with different platforms, but like you have to like Paramount. Yeah, I have Paramount, but then I'm like, "Oh, this movie looks fun to watch." But then I look at it and I can't watch it because
it's on Showtime.
it's on Showtime. I'm
I
like, "What the
know it.
fuck?"
That drives me bananas.
I forget what movie it was. I was like, "Oh my god, this is on it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to watch it." And then all of a sudden I looked and it's like, "Oh, you have to have the Showtime upgrade." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "I ain't paying for Showtime the
Yeah.
upgrade. I already pay for the no ads. I decided to upgrade to that because why not?
I don't. I don't get why that's not separated.
Showtime did have their own platform. They got rid of it because nobody was using it.
And well, nobody's using it on that platform either.
No, but they're probably still making money because it's counted it. They still got probably a good deal out of it or something.
You're right. Probably. I don't know. I love streaming. I do. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I like Paramount and I like
Do you use
HBO.
my Paramount or do you use somebody else's
Yeah, I
Paramount?
use your Paramount. I like HBO. I love HBO. That's my favorite app. It really is. I love
I do too.
the
HBO is
variety
the
on
best.
HBO is the best.
Granted,
And
oh shit, I bought the wrong thing. Sorry, I'm playing a game at the same time.
but you know, I like it, but I watch now. I don't know how. Now, Peacock has the rights to The Office, but I think The Office was on NBC to begin with, so I don't know if that helps or not. But if that's the case, I'll watch The Office on Comedy Central in syndication more than watching it on the Peacock
Yeah,
app because I want those actors to get paid.
yeah, I do
How
too.
much of a fan are you? You know,
I don't, if I like the actor, I don't want them to have to go get a day job and quit acting because they're not making money.
and I can. Well, let me IMDb and see what David Denman's been in. Like I said, he was Roy in The Office, and I knew him from Fanboys. He's an a-hole older brother. um, but where's he at? Yeah, okay. So he was in. Oh, he was in Mayor of Easttown, which was really good. He was in 13 Hours.
That's a great movie. I love that movie.
Didn't have John Krasinski in it
Yeah,
too?
that was his
That
thing.
makes sense. That's why David Denman was in it because John Krasinski was in it. Because
John
actors take care of
Krasinski,
actors.
yeah, they take care of their friends.
He's in that new Joyride movie. He was in Emancipation. He's a character actor. You know what I mean? Like I said, Mayor of Easttown. He's in Brightburn. Logan Lucky. He was in. He was in the
Yo,
Power
I
Rangers.
like Logan Lucky.
So he stays busy. He's in True Detective. He's just a character actor. He's in everything. He was in the 2.5 Men episode. Um, he does a lot of stuff, but he can't get paid because of the way everything is situated, and that's
Mhm.
the shitty part of this whole situation. Because he's a good actor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's plenty of good actors that aren't getting paid.
Yes, and it's putting it's making the meaning to starving actor. It's giving a whole new meaning to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I don't know. I hope they get it figured out. I really do. I hope they can renegotiate and drop
well,
AI. I know the writers are really fighting against AI, and the actors just want to get paid their fair share. They're not asking for $1 million. You know what I mean? They just want their fair share for their work, and
yeah,
I respect that. So more power to them.
we talked about that a lot longer than I thought we would, but that's okay.
That's good. Well, I mean, it's a hefty subject. I mean, our
Yeah,
movies are going to be affected by it. Our TV shows are going to be affected
and
by it.
like you said, I'm okay with it being affected. I'm okay, they've already delayed a lot of stuff, and I'm okay with that because this is something that needs to be taken care of.
Yep, exactly. So there's that. Bam.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Did you watch anything this week?
I don't think I have watched anything this week. I was gonna do a Notbuster and then I didn't. I've got some lined up though, so we can do that next week. Let's see if I got anything on IMDb that I looked up.
I haven't watched anything. I started, a certain way of watching the new season of Witcher. So I'm enjoying it so far. The first episode. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews that it's not as good as like it used to be, but you know what? It's 3 seasons in, and the first 2 seasons were really good. If they're gonna have a rough season, that's okay.
Sure. I'm just saying. I think I'm just waiting on Oppenheimer to get released.
Yes, I can't. I want to see. I think I'm gonna do a double feature: Oppenheimer and Barbie, because Kimberly wants to see Oppenheimer, and I want to see Barbie.
I will not see. I'm not giving. I'll see Barbie, but I ain't gonna spend money on it.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah, but their Dr. Barbie's like a dude dressed as a chick, and I just
don't care. I deal with that in Star Trek. There's like 3 trans characters now in Star Trek, so it's like whatever.
So, well, I mean, and that's the beauty of this, right? We can pay for it if we want. If we don't,
exactly, we don't have to.
I'm not going to come down on. I mean, it might be a good movie. I don't know. But I choose not to get
exactly, and that's your right, and that's all that matters. That's your right.
So Oppenheimer is on Monday. See, bam, I can go to the 4:30 movie on Monday because there's 2 IndyCar races this weekend, and it's a 3-hour movie. If I can get there soon enough, I can go to the 3:55 movie on Monday.
Do you mind if I talk a little bit about a game?
I don't care.
Not the game I'm playing right now, but there's a new game that came out. It's been out for I think a couple weeks now, but it just kind of got popular. It's called BattleBit Remastered, and it's made by 3 people, 3 to 5 people. I've seen both, and it is a. Do you know what Roblox is?
I've heard of it. Yes.
It's a very like basic looking game, but it's like 126 v 126, and it's kind of like a Call of Duty type game. It's a shooter, but it looks like you're playing Minecraft almost, and it's just really a basic game, but it's so much fun, and I can't suggest it any high. Like I can't give it any more praise than like I'm giving it. Like it's just awesome. It's $15. It's like the number 5 played game on Steam right now. Steam is kind of how you play most games or a lot of games on. It's a platform where you buy and play games.
Okay.
It kind of like holds your games. Think of like the Xbox Live kind of thing.
I gotcha.
And it's like the top 5 played game right now, and it is honestly just such a simple, fun game. If I can compare, I don't know if have you ever played Battlefield?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while.
It's if I could compare it to one game, I would compare it to Battlefield 3.
Really?
Battlefield 3/4. It is just, and those of you who know that's one of my favorite games of all time. Battlefield 3 and 4. So yeah, the BattleBit. Check it out on Steam. It's $15 and get it.
Okay.
I'm playing a game right now, so not BattleBit. I'm playing a different game that doesn't require me to use sound. It's called Risk of Rain.
Mario Brothers.
I don't like Mario. I'm not a big fan of like platformers and jumping puzzle games like Mario.
I asked. That was what it was like, man. What are you talking about?
That's all you had back in the day. Now you have other things.
Yeah. You can only go left and right.
Well, there's a third dimension.
Well, for a while there, you could only go right. You couldn't go back depending on the game. Castlevania, you could go left and right. That was a big deal. Castlevania 2, especially, you could go left and right. You just whipped the zombies, and then as you got more powerful, the whip got bigger and bigger, and then you got the heavier artillery, and then the zombies got smarter and harder to kill. That game was cool. I can play that. It's on my Nintendo Classic, like Castlevania 2. It's kind of lame. It's kind of lame now, though.
So you know how you have to buy like Xbox Live to play online and stuff, or at least you used to. I don't know what you got to do anymore with Xbox, but
yeah, you still do, but I don't play live.
So I bought like I bought like the Nintendo version of it,
Mhm.
and it gives you like free classic games for like $70 a year. So you can play
That's
all the
not
free
bad.
like NES games.
Can you play Super NES games?
Yeah, it's like everything like from the past
So you
up
play like
until like
Donkey Kong
the
Country.
yeah, you can play it.
Dude, that game was so much fun. We used to play that for hours.
The reason I got it, there's just the basic version of their online where you can just play online with friends, but then there's the upgraded one. The reason I got it is you get free, like the paid updates to certain games. You know, you
Right.
pay like $20 and you get like a new map or something. Um,
Is that on
you
the
get
Switch?
yeah, you get when you do that, you get all the when I did that, I got all the updates for the new for Mario Kart, and I love it. And some other games like Pokemon, I get some updates for it. So.
Yeah, Josie's sister lives in Brownsburg. So they play a lot of stuff on the Switch together.
I didn't know.
So,
I forgot Josie had a sister.
yeah, she's got an older sister, but she lives in Brownsburg. So they play a lot of video games. They do a lot on the Switch. So they must have the same thing, I'm guessing. But and in other local news, local man on The Senior Bachelor. Have you heard this?
Oh, we talked about this at work.
Yes, which I am not. I don't know who this guy is. Let's see what his name is. All right, here we go. Senior Bachelor. The Golden Bachelor. I'm sorry. Jerry Turner is his name. 71 years old. And he's handsome as all get out. And it really pisses me off because he doesn't look like that. The guy looks like he's about
Money
57 years old.
helps, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And he lives on the lake and he's got 2 kids. He's off a retired restaurateur. So I wonder which restaurant he owns. I really do. And doting father and grandfather, Gary, it's Gerry, but it's pronounced Gary, lives in his dream house on a beautiful lake in Indiana. I bet you it's like Geist or someplace like that. You know what I mean?
Cicero.
Yeah. He's often busy hosting barbecues, playing pickleball, because only rich people play pickleball, cheering on his favorite Chicago sports teams, four-wheeling, and spending time with friends and family at restaurants and local haunts. So he's going to be on The Golden Bachelor. And this guy does not look 71. Good for him. It just
So
pisses me off because it's
the
just all a bunch about
the
beautiful
girls,
people.
the ladies in the show, are they older or younger?
It doesn't say. His daughters are
I
kind
have
of
a feeling they're gonna be younger.
You think they might be like in their 40s or, you know?
I was
It
thinking
doesn't
like
say
20s,
who
like Hugh Hefner.
he's dating. It's funny because he must be from Iowa, but he lives in because it says the Des Moines Register. Iowa native Gary Turner will star as Golden Bachelor, but he lives in Indiana. So you have to be 65 or older. A casting call said producers were searching for active and outgoing single men and women in their golden years as senior citizens.
So they
So
must be older, the ladies.
So this is I have long loathed as a single man, right? And I've thought I'm going to make a TikTok about this too, probably. But as a single man who is a complete antisocial, right? It makes it hard to date. It really does. Actually, impossible to date. And whose fault is that? Mine. It's all my fault. I know that, right?
Who's
But
here?
Hi
I
guys.
want
Hey,
I want
Tim.
to see. This is the kind of dating show I want to see. I'm tired of it because I know they did this one time where they had like these really geeky guys, like they were nerdy guys, and they put a bunch of beautiful women to date them,
Oh, I remember this show.
right? Then they brought in all these hot looking guys, remember? And all the hot looking guys, all the girls just like screw the nerdy guys. We want to talk to the hot looking guys. Screw that noise. We're not doing that. My dating show is I'm gonna have a bunch of uh, have average men or an average, not average. They're good looking guys, but they're just average guys.
They're
You know
not
what I mean?
bodybuilders. They're not models.
Right. They don't work out. They might watch what they eat but I want middle aged guys in their 40s, 50s, singles that have a hard time dating, and not just drop dead gorgeous, beautiful women because I hate high maintenance women. They are the worst in the world
Is
because all
the
they're doing.
contestant gonna be you? No.
Huh?
I said, is the only contestant going to be you?
Kiss my ass, Tim. So no, just average looking women, like that get comfortable in sweatpants. And okay, see, these are the dates I'm thinking, right? Because you get one guy average. I'm going to use me as an example of the guy because it's my TV show. I'm going to be the first bachelor, right?
I knew it.
So I'm the first bachelor, but
Somebody's got to test it out and make sure
That's right.
will fail.
But I want obviously the women have to be attractive because guys are, there has to be some kind of physical attraction. That's just a given every time. If you say no, then you're lying. That's all bullshit. I call bullshit on it. There has to be some kind of physical attraction.
There's always a physical attraction. There's got to be. Like you're not gonna want to spend your life with somebody if there's no attraction.
Exactly. So, but the dates that we're going to go on, you're going to go. We're going out to dinner, right? We're going to Longhorn. We're going to Applebee's. We're going to the local restaurant. We're going to a pub. We're going to a bar. Get bar food.
Horseback riding.
No, we're not even doing that shit. Nothing that you would see on a normal TV show. These dates consist of like neon glowing putt at the mall and maybe some axe throwing, bowling. We go to a baseball game, minor league baseball game. And you don't like. There's nothing elegant. There's no picnic with cheese and shit like that. You go to a local
board. What is this bullshit?
No. You know what? We're going to Highland Park, and we're going through a drive-through. We're going to Subway. We're going to McDonald's or Burger King. We're picking up food. We'll take a blanket, go out to Highland Park, lay out a blanket, and have a picnic out there.
And bone.
No, Chris, no. And we're going to look at Big Ben and the big tree stump. They're just going to be everyday dates. We're going to go to Walmart at 11 o'clock at night wearing sweatpants and finding a snack to eat and maybe, dive into the $5 movie bin. You got to do that. You ever see that challenge where you got to pull out a movie?
Yeah.
That's going to be the date. We're going to Goodwill. We're going to do the Goodwill date where you run along and you stop and wherever they pick is what you have to wear on your date.
Or what about the the one that I like is you play rock, paper, scissors for who picked for appetizer, then entree, then dessert.
It's just they're everyday fun dates that everybody goes on. Because to me, I feel you'll get a better connection that way. And, these aren't guys like, oh, I'm a salesman for this company. And nobody makes over like $40,000 a year. Because I don't want these women liking the men for their money. They have to generally like the guy. You know what I mean? And like I said, you go to a minor league baseball game or you go to a hockey game, but it's minor league hockey. You don't go to anything professional because guys like us, we can't afford that shit. That stuff's expensive. And if I do go to a Colts game, if I take them to a Colts game, we're going to wait till the season ends when they're really shitty and the seats are cheap in the upper deck. And we're going to sit up there for like $12 a ticket.
Because that's shitty all season.
You're going to go to preseason games.
No, not even that. No, just, like at the end of the year when they're 4-10 and they have 2 home games left. But yeah. No, we're not going to the Raider game because we're not participating in anything that has to do with the Raiders this year, Chris.
I know. I was giving you shit.
But yeah, both teams will be 4-12. So tickets will be like $10 for, the 600 level at Lucas Oil, Those are the seats we're sitting in. And we're going to go up there. We're going to have a good time. You're going to wear a jersey and a hat, and you're just going to be a normal everyday woman, and it's going to be a normal everyday guy. And, you know what? Throw in a high maintenance woman or two. If there's 15 girls to choose from, throw in a high maintenance woman or a woman. Throw in a couple of those because those are going to be the first 2 that get voted off anyway. Because guys don't like high maintenance. I don't want a girl that's looking in the mirror or worried about her hair with the window down. Well, it's going to mess my hair up. Well, here, wear a hat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is my dream bachelor dating TV show. There's definitely a twist in it. If we're going somewhere special, we're going Red Lobster. That's the money date right there. It's like Red Lobster. or maybe we could go to St. Elmo's. Maybe on the final episode, if you make a connection I'll take him to. We'll go to St. Elmo's down in Indianapolis. But this is kind of date I'm looking for. We'll go to a concert, but we don't sit up front. We don't sit in the. No, we're sitting in the lawn at Deer Creek. Is where we're sitting for a concert.
That's what a fun is.
Exactly, but I don't want any. I don't want any special treatment from the network. I just want regular dates, and I guarantee it's going to be more entertaining of a show. You know, I think I really buy it. I don't want to be. I don't want a bunch of hot, gorgeous, pretty people because I'm not a hot, gorgeous, pretty.
But then
guy.
no one will watch it because they only watch it for the gorgeous people.
Well, the women will be
gorgeous
pretty.
people.
There's a lot of attractive older women out there. There's a lot of attractive women that don't. You know that there's a lot of women. The type of women that I look at and go, "Whoa, she's hot," are not the women that end up on The Bachelor. I do not like those type of women. Those shallow ass. Look at me. But I don't want that kind of woman. I was married to a woman like that, and I ended up at my brother's. And
1,
she took
2, or
up
3.
3.
Bitch.
I don't want a narcissistic bitch that steals everything and nothing's her fault. So, but that's just me. But I thought that was a good idea for a dating show. Now that we have a freaking Golden Bachelor,
They ran out of ideas.
I wish I could get this like local, like get the radio stations involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea to do that here in town, here in Kokomo, like Kokomo Middle-Aged Bachelor. So
Local man harasses women to join his show today. More at 6.
yeah, I'll go to the Coterie and the Coterie and the Country Palace and the filling station, and try and find women. I bet you I would get people to sign up.
Yeah.
All I have to do is get in my Chris wedding outfit and comb my hair, and that's the seller right there. Then I can look shitty the rest of the show.
The first season can just be like you and all of your friends, so that way, like the whole first season can just be us sabotaging each other.
Yes, they hear part of the podcast and how we insult each other and call each other names and insult the teams
Like
that we.
Chris thinks he's going out on a date, but we siphoned out all of his gas.
I think it's a good idea.
We put a dead frog in his car.
Like, just ridiculous.
Still the battery.
We cut his tires off.
while he was on the date with the girl.
Yeah. From the Applebee's parking lot, I go out and my tire is missing. You take the lug nuts too. The tire, so I can't even put the spare on because I don't have any lug nuts. So
you just go look for the donut and like we replace the tire with like a box of donuts.
Right? See, I mean, there's all kinds of things. See, I'm telling you, this could work.
It's like I want to see that new prank show with Johnny Knoxville.
Does he have a new prank show?
Yeah, there's a new prank show coming out with him and a couple other people, where it's kind of a take on Impractical Jokers.
Ah, okay.
It looks really good though. It looks fun.
What is it started on like a streaming service usually, or?
No, it's actually on TV. I've been seeing ads for it on like YouTube.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Speaking of TV shows, Chris, did you watch the most recent episode of Strange New Worlds?
No, I haven't watched. I'm actually a few episodes behind. I haven't watched anything
It's like
since
you
the
want me to-
honeymoon. What'd you say, Tim?
It's like you want me to hate you.
I missed like 4 episodes during the honeymoon, so I just kind of like, okay, I'll wait till it's all out and
What do you mean
burn through it.
4 episodes during the honeymoon. They come out 1 week at a time. You were on.
He's
I
got a
didn't
point.
watch.
4 weeks.
I didn't watch like a few episodes, so I was like, I'm just
You
gonna
should
wait.
be 2 episodes behind.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes, so
Minimum.
Get your ass watching these episodes.
Did you see that TikTok I sent of the Star Trek fans?
no.
You gotta see it. I put it in the group chat. It's the last one I sent. It's freaking hysterical.
I gotta update stupid group me because it keeps making me.
It says Groovy Time 74. That's where I write nerds on it. Oh man. That's too funny. Shame on you.
I don't have or I haven't had the time to look at it. I've right after work I made dinner and then took it to Kimberly for her dinner time at band rehearsal.
What did you make for dinner? I had leftovers.
I made chicken and rice.
Ooh, I'm
And then
gonna make
peas.
I had peas with my I'm trying to get rid of all the food in my house that has nitrates and nitrites in it because they're really bad for you. So I had smoked sausage and peas. So tonight was night 2 of that. So I got rid of those. But I bought some shrimp, like a bag of shrimp at Walmart, frozen shrimp,
Yeah.
and they're peeled already. So I want to make shrimp fried rice, but I don't know how to make fried rice. But
Fried
I gotta
rice?
so I gotta make that.
Oh, so me being mildly racist right there. I need to bring something up. Tim will be excited. Tim might know about this or be excited. So Activision decided to fix all the servers, and you can now play any Call of Duty on Xbox now.
Duty.
And I've been seeing a lot of videos of people being like loading it into a server, and it's just like old times, people being racist as hell.
Calling each other names.
Yeah, it's back to the Wild West. It's just hilarious.
Dude, I
Before-
saw.
before
Speaking of
party chat.
racism, I saw this lady do a TikTok, and she was saying that the "Beer for My Horses" song by Toby Keith was racist because he talks about hanging people from a tree.
Huh?
Well, he does, but it's talking about like the Old West when criminals would be hung.
Yeah.
Well, it's this black woman, and she's talking about how racist the show is because they're talking about lynching people. So the song is racist.
I
And
mean,
like
not
literally
just,
I'm
gonna stay out of that one, but not just black people got lynched.
well, that's it. The people that killed the people on in the Lincoln conspiracy, all those tied in, Mary Surratt and those, they were all hung for the public to watch.
Oh, they had
Mary
public
Surratt was
executions
hung.
back then, anyways.
That was her execution. Yeah, she was hung. That was execution. Well,
She
they
was
would
hung
just
like a horse.
no. She was hung like
Oh,
pirate.
brothers.
She was hung from her neck.
I'm hung like a horse.
Old Mary Surratt was hung by her neck. Didn't you ever see that movie with Jenny from Forrest Gump? What's her name? Robin Wright?
Jenny.
Robin Penn Wright or Robin Wright Penn or what's her name?
I'm
It's
not sure.
The Conspirator.
I've never seen it. It's one of the
Yeah,
movies
are
I
you
kind of
kidding
should
me?
see because of who I am, but I've never seen it.
It's on Amazon Prime. Watch it.
I'll have to look it up.
It's a really good movie. It's about Mary Surratt and how she's held in prison.
Can't watch.
Went up to her execution.
Watch a movie.
Robin Wright's in it. Justin Long, Evan Rachel Wood, Cole Meany's in it. There's a lot of big name people in this. Not big name, but a lot of people. You don't know their name, but they're like in a bunch of stuff. James
You're like,
McAvoy.
oh, that's blah blah. They're from blah blah blah.
Right. James McAvoy's in it. Tom Wilkinson. You don't know who he is, but you would if you saw him. Kevin Kline is in it. Like I said, Justin Long's in it. Evan Rachel Wood's in it. But it's about. It's directed by Robert Redford. It's about Mary Surratt and how her lawyer tries to spare her life. and how they were trying to get a pardon from the president. And I guess it didn't come through, obviously.
Well, she was a conspirator in Lincoln's death. That ain't happening.
Right. And then her and the dopey guys. There was like three of them, three more, right? Beside her.
There was a few of them. I think there
Hung.
was like 5 or 6 that got hung.
Well, John Wilkes Booth was shot and killed. So
Have you ever seen the theory that he actually wasn't the one that got killed and he actually escaped?
I heard that. Yes, I did hear that.
I don't know if I believe it or not, but
I don't believe it. Yeah, David Harold, George Atzerott, and Lewis Powell. Edmund Spangler, Sam Arnold, Dr. Mudd. He got pardoned.
Mudd from Star Trek?
No, Samuel Mudd, the doctor. He got pardoned because they had a big outbreak on the Dry Tortugas at the prison where he was at. And he treated a lot of people with the sickness and stuff. So he got pardoned. They sent him to the Dry Tortugas for prison. On the Keys, the Florida Keys.
Oh. Huh.
That was a prison. That's where they sent him. Spangler didn't hang. I think it was just David Harold, George Atzerott, and Lewis Powell. Those are the ones that hung with Mary Surratt, I believe. So, because her son got away, Mary Surratt's son got away. He like moved to Canada or something, didn't he?
I think so.
I think he ran to Canada. So, yeah, she's actually, there's a picture here of all of them. Yeah. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Oh, here it is. No, where'd it go? Here it is. Yeah, they're hanging. There's 4 of them. Is there 4? Yeah, there's 4 of them. Mary Surratt and those 3. That's exactly who it is. So, hanging. Yeah, Powell, Harold, Atzerott, and Surratt were the 4 that went hanging. Now, there you go. So, I think we should bring back public hangings. We've talked about that before, right, Chris?
Yeah, I think we have.
I'm all for stoning. I was always for stoning.
Bring back public execution. A stoning. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Brian?
Only men can be at the stoning. Who threw that stone? He did.
Him. That's a great movie. Holy crap! It got canceled. That movie did. Yes.
Why? Because they didn't like Biggest Dickus.
No, because that one guy at the People's Front of Judea wanted to be a woman and have babies. You can't be a woman. I want to have babies. You want to have babies? You can't have babies. You're a man.
Let's all agree that he can be a woman, but you can't have babies.
Yeah, babies. I love that scene. I never knew that it was going to come to life, though. Never.
Well, on my rewatch of South Park, there were so many things in that I didn't think was going to come to life, and it did.
Like the Macho Man Savage and the...
Yeah.
I was like... Yeah, that's some funny shit right there. Well, satires often, becomes reality. Thank you to South Park. Babylon Bee is another one.
And Babylon Bee's back.
Babylon Bee. I posted this. It's this strange. I posted this on Facebook because, I know a lot of people that go to church, and they talk about, our worship service is so good. And it says the article is called "Strange Increase in Volume of Congregational Singing Noted When Worship Leader Slips in Old Hymn." And they talking about repurposing. You can only take so much of today's songs, said churchgoer Brad Armstrong. Singing repurposed U2 style songs with endless bridges gets old after a while. So I'm like, oh my God, that's today's church. And I remember I heard they repurposed "Take Me to Church." That one song by what's his name?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't do that. Listen to the words of his song. He's talking about being ridiculed by people from a church. He's talking about hypocrites in a church. Listen to what he's singing about. Don't repurpose his song. That's the worst thing you can do.
Well, that's what
Just
they did.
rehashing old shit. Also a South Park thing that came to light.
We need some. I want Mean Cartman back. Where he's, like when he has Tourette syndrome or anything he does to benefit himself.
Goes to the or joins the
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics.
Yeah,
What what disability do you have?
I don't know. I'm retarded.
People are like, that's so offensive. Have you not listened to fourth graders talk to each other? That's exactly what they say to each other.
Did you see that they were getting canceled because they're not supporting the right or the last writers strike? They didn't support it, and this writers strike they haven't supported it yet.
Because they are their own entity. They're not part of that.
Yeah, they're
It's like the guys
libertarians too. They don't care.
Right. Well, I mean, they're like, they talked about like that TV show, The Chosen. That's real popular. The church show. Well, they are independent. They are not part of that union. They're not part of. They're self-sufficient, so they can work. There are independent and self-sufficient people that can work and they don't strike because they're making their money doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That's the difference, basically. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, football season's coming up. By the end of the month, I'm going to some Colts training camps, I think.
I've thought about going to those, but when I was in Kokomo, I would have hands down did it. But now they're just. It's like an hour and a half away.
I want to see the new guy, and they've got some instead of how they used to be like in the morning.
Yeah.
They've got some planned for like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at the schedule, so I'm going to go to a few of those. I want to check out Richardson, so I'm going to go.
As much as I'm like worried that he's not going to be good, it's not that I know the history of quarterbacks being drafted. They're more likely they're 40% actually like be good or something like that. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's like history's not on our side for drafting a new quarterback.
Well, I mean, kinda.
Well, maybe Colts history, but
yeah.
Remember, Colts were a laughing stock until Peyton.
I know. Well, I don't know. They were good for a while when they had Harbaugh.
True.
But now there's an issue with running backs not getting paid. I see both sides of that, though.
You guys remember Trent Richardson? Yeah.
Oh God, that's the thing. He's the type of Todd Gurley was another one, right?
I bought into the Trent Richardson hype and drafted him 3rd overall in one of my fantasy leagues. And you know what he fucking did to me?
Ezekiel Elliott, did he get $90 million?
Yeah.
I saw it. Well, I mean, but after a while, they don't perform. So, do they really deserve that kind? Like I said, I see both sides of it. I believe.
I agree with them getting their money.
I agree, but they've got to. I see both sides of it. There's been so many busts in the past 15 years or more.
When you draft a running back, it's not like you're paying him $90 million. You're only paying him wherever you draft him. The money is.
They're always hurt, so
they get hurt. They don't pan out. They don't. Yeah, it's because Josh Jacobs is refusing to play right now. He didn't sign.
Yeah, isn't he refused? He's saying he's not going to go to training camp or something.
I followed this Twitter feed called Raiders History, and it says if Jacobs refuses to play, it means that going into 2023, the leading rusher from 22 on the roster is Zamir White with his 70 yards.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to play for the Raiders.
True.
Well, I mean, it's not just him though.
Like that's
Saquon Barkley and Tony Pollard.
Well, Tony Pollard just declined the franchise tag or whatever
Well,
we were
that's
trying
what Josh Jacobs did.
Yeah.
So,
Which I mean, like I mean, Tony Pollard's good enough that he can be a one somewhere. So like, I'd rather him go somewhere else and actually get to play more often. I mean, as much as I want Tony Pollard on the Cowboys, like I'm not mad at him for seeking employment
No,
elsewhere. Yeah.
it's the same
Josh
thing with.
Jacobs deserves to get paid. I agree. You know what I mean?
I
He
think
really
everyone
does.
deserves to get paid. It's just I also see the team side of it.
I do too. Like you said, Trent Richardson, Todd Gurley, whoever
Yeah, but
else.
got paid the rookie contract, and then after he didn't even make it all the way through his rookie contract before he just dropped out of the league.
Yeah.
So it's not
Because
like
he
you're
couldn't read a line. He didn't know when he had an opening. I
Oh,
remember
he was
seeing videos
awful.
of him, and he couldn't. There'd be a wide open gap, and he'd go run into
You gonna run the opposite direction?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was frustrating to watch. Didn't they waste a couple draft picks on him, Colts?
Yeah, they gave up a first round. I think 2 first rounders.
Which was a complete waste because they went to Cleveland. So
Yeah, and then I think Cleveland. Who's the Cleveland's really good defensive player? I can't think of his name. All of a
their
sudden.
their shittiness masked
Right.
how shitty he was.
Oh, not Chubb. On defense, the lineman.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but I think that's who they got with the one Colts pick.
Bradley Chubb.
I think it's something good.
I don't know. But I'm just saying they got.
Well, I mean, this makes sense. Des Bryant tweeted this. Average salary of a running back in 2023 is $1.8 million. Average salary for a kicker is $2.26 million.
Hey, kickers are sometimes more important.
There's also a butt ton of running backs in the league that are getting $500,000 contracts because they're garbage.
There's only
Well, that's because
32
they're garbage.
kickers.
Exactly right. Because they're
And
garbage.
there's only 30. There's a lot smaller of a sample size for. While that is good numbers, the numbers are skewed a little bit in the running backs' favor because the running backs have a 6 times more competition in their field than the kickers do. So
I just
obviously
think they
the
worry
kickers
about.
get more money.
I mean, it seems like. I mean, I can think of the big name running backs back in the day, but they got paid, but they still produced. This is, this
Well,
Tony,
and they were running.
Tony Dorsett, Frank
They ran
Harris,
with a concussion.
Marcus Allen, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders. You know what I mean? They produced even after they got the big money. They produced, and I see it so many times, not just with running backs, but just even the defensive back. They get this big payday, and they fall off the face of the earth. You see it in basketball a lot too. So,
Well, any of them, like baseball, hockey. I don't know much about hockey, but I'm guessing they got people that get paid and don't show up the next year.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of different. Hockey's kind of you make a bank. You're the team. You're the reason they make it to the playoffs. So, I've never seen a guy kind of mail it in after he got paid in a hockey game before. I mean, I'm sure there are, but I just don't. I just it's more proficient in basketball and the NFL, unfortunately. So I don't know. I'm anxious for football season to start. That's a couple weeks. That's like 3 weeks away. It's first training camp. So
Yeah, it's very soon.
2 or 3 weeks. So we will see. Pretty excited about. I'm excited to see the Raiders fall apart and then they fired Josh McDaniels.
He'll just go back to the Patriots.
Let him. Good.
Then hopefully they hire him as a head coach after Belichick retires.
I hope so
How many
too.
more seasons do you guys think Belichick has?
I don't know. They were kind of mediocre last year. They weren't great, were they?
No, but he's never had 2 losing seasons in a row.
I mean, shit, he had 25 winning seasons in a row. I think he can swing having 2 losses in a row.
Yeah, he probably is the only coach. one of the only few coaches in the league who has some leeway on being bad for a couple.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a free pass. He ain't. They're not gonna fire him. He'll quit.
He would have to do something stupid to get fired.
Exactly. Not that, because the other stupid stuff, videotaping workouts and Deflategate, and none of that mattered. So if he's not gonna get fired for any of that, what else is he? He gonna get fired because they got a barely winning record. I think he's got carte blanche. He can do what he wants.
Mm-hmm. He's tenured.
He is. So good for him. He's earned it.
Well, anything else? Anybody want to talk about anything else?
No, I think we got it all out.
All right. Well, anybody got a shower thought? No.
No.
Well, if you want to, thanks for listening to another episode of Hoosier Nerds Podcast. If you want to follow us on Pod Nerds at Twitter, Hoosier Nerds on Facebook. If you want to listen to us, watch us the YouTube, or you can listen to us at your favorite podcast. Sorry, playing the game still. If you want to listen to us, your favorite podcasting sites: Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, and Amazon.
I thought you grabbed your own ass or something.
And Hoosier Nerds!